Happy Sunday morning, everyone. Welcome to End the Simpademic. Jason coming at you here. I said on her channel that I'd be listing this content for today. So I have Anna Jorgensen back here, your wingman at your wingman TV on Twitter X, and I will actually also share this entire video on my Twitter X page myself. But anyway, let her rip.
All right, my loves, let's dive into one of the most confusing and contradictory aspects of dating that men and women deal with. Women say they want men to chase them. Women think they want men to chase them. But when a man does chase them, those same women are instantly turned off. Reality land, high-value women hate simps. To dig into this one, you need to know what women think they want and what women say they want is not what women truly want, and certainly not what women biologically need. Key point: no matter how close or far away you are from being the perfect guy in your culture's eyes, some women won't want you. Now, this advice applies to men for whom the women do want or could want, the fence sitters. If you're new to my channel, my name is Anna Jorgensen. I help good men like you decode modern women so you can find, attract, and keep your keeper, or simply have better relationships with women. Women can also learn to understand men better. Let's bridge this gap. Welcome to Just the Tip. If you've watched some of my other simp videos, you know what I'm talking about. The guys who go above and beyond, acting like they would sell their souls just for a little attention from a woman. So, why do women get caught up in this paradox? Why is it the chase is hot, but a man is considered desperate or low value if his actions veer in the slightest way over the top? Let's take a look. 1, the thrill of the chase. First of all, let's address the age-old concept of the chase. There's something thrilling about it. It's the unknown, the excitement of the uncertainty. Women enjoy feeling being desired and pursued. It's validating, but it also allows women to gauge a man's interest without jumping in too soon. It's about anticipation and discovering you while building attraction naturally. Now, here's the kicker. There's a fine line between pursuing a woman and straight-up desperation. Now, while the thrill of being pursued can be flattering, if a guy is constantly chasing without knowing when to back off or respecting boundaries, that excitement quickly turns into discomfort. Women don't want to feel like they're being stalked or harassed just because you want them. Example. Texting a woman all day or showing up uninvited at her work is not how to build attraction. Instead, show your interest through small, genuine actions that leave room for her to miss you or think about you. The chase shouldn't be a constant stream of effort on your part. It should be a natural back and forth that fosters respect, curiosity, and emotional connection. In short,
All right, I'm going to kind of tie this all together here real quick. I'm going to also start by saying a phrase that I've used here before, and that's this: if you are chasing, it means they are running. You don't chase something that's not trying to get away from you, by nature, by legal definition of the word. If you are chasing, they are running, and that's not the kind of situation you want to be in. That's where simping or stalking can emerge from that particular type of place. Now, when she talks about the back and forth, this is often termed as reciprocation. And I think if you are in a situation where you're trying to woo or win over a woman, reciprocation is important. It's your cue. It's your signal to know whether this is going to be something that could potentially be a reward for you or whether it's a fool's errand. And if there is no reciprocation, that's where you're moving into the simp territory. If men get more aware of this, then the Simpademic ends tomorrow. So don't be willing to give yourself up in trying to convince a woman to like you. That is the very definition of simping. And as far as giving up your values to try to win a woman over, I was challenged with this just last night. An old friend of mine from Texas who I grew up with, and I've talked about a traumatic bond. She is my traumatic bond connection. She asked me to move back. And I'm not the type to just reflexively move someplace. Otherwise, otherwise I wouldn't have been freezing in Minnesota for all these years for no reason. But we had a message in church this morning about having your decisions made in advance. This was such a situation. When she texted and called last night and offered basically, come back to Texas, come home, I'll pay for everything. Your move, your everything, and you can stay at my place while you figure out what you're going to do here. I think I'm very strong as far as employability is concerned. However, my particular skills are not a match for my hometown as well as I would like them to be. And so, but the other thing is, she's openly atheist. And any future misses of mine will need to be one of Jesus's followers. And will need to have given their lives, I wouldn't say give your lives up, but just, given control of your life over to the Bible and to Jesus. And I'm sorry, I'm getting a little chilly here because I tried to crack open the window and now it's, 0 degrees out here. And even with the sun blasting in here, that's a little counter that doesn't work very well. But anyway, back to my subject, I digress. That is a conviction of mine that I decided a long time ago. She needs to share the faith with me. And I'm not going to change that to get somebody. And this is somebody who I had already won her heart back in high school. So, this has been going on for almost 40 years now. Every time she disappears from my life, she finds me again. Somehow, some way. So let me get Anna back on here real quick.
Women enjoy being pursued, but they don't want to feel like they're being overwhelmed by your efforts. 2, self-respect and boundaries. The chase also allows women to keep their standards reasonably high without feeling rushed. When a guy goes overboard with his attention or acts too eager, it can seem like he's not respecting her boundaries, or worse, he's trying too hard to make up for a lack of genuine attraction. Women need a man who can challenge them, not one who gives in to everything they want. This is why so many women go for bad boys despite the risks and consequences. If a guy is constantly saying yes to everything or bending over backwards to please a woman without any challenge, it can feel like the guy isn't offering anything of substance. It might even make her question if his self-respect or his ability to assert his own needs is even there. Key point: women are attracted to men who are confident in their identity and who stand firm in their values, perhaps even especially if it contradicts her immediate desires. It's not about playing games or being stubborn. It's about having a sense of self, not solely relying on her approval. An example: if a woman suggests a weekend plan and you agree to everything without any input or excitement, it could come across as you not having your own preferences.
This stretch of video here from Anna describes simping pretty much in a neat little package. It's it's losing your self-respect, and it's being too agreeable and as I've said in previous episodes, always being available for her. This is not something that is a positive. This is something that is very much a negative. And it's not attractive. Not going to have any other way to put this other than it's not attractive and it's not good.
Or desires. However, if you suggest an alternative or a new idea to complement her plan, it shows you're independent, decisive, and value your input in the relationship. This kind of behavior keeps things interesting and signals you're not just there to fulfill her expectations, but to bring something valuable to the table as well. Being able to challenge a woman in a respectful, thoughtful way, whether it's through a meaningful conversation, playful teasing, or pushing her out of her comfort zone in a fun, engaging way, signals emotional maturity. It shows you're willing to keep things dynamic, not just settle for a seemingly easy route of saying yes to everything. You'll want to watch my video titled Chasing versus Pursuing and the little word women need to hear. We're going to put those videos here or in a pinned comment or at the end. Okay, so while women do enjoy the chase to an extent, it's really about finding a man who can strike a good balance, a man who respects boundaries, challenges her to grow, and doesn't come off as overly eager or too desperate to please her. Key point, healthy tension creates butterflies. It keeps your standards high, and ensures a relationship based on mutual respect and genuine attraction. 3, confidence over desperation. Confidence is sexy, desperation is not. Women are drawn to a man who knows his worth and isn't constantly seeking external validation. If you're the kind of guy who is always seeking reassurance or approval,
as a man with generalized anxiety disorder, this one is not easy to do, but I do it anyway. You know, it's easy, it's sometimes easy just to say yes to everything. And if you're always agreeable and if you're always available, you've crossed into the simp zone. Pure and simple. I'm going to end the Anna portion of this right here because the rest of it I think is just too long to try to discuss in an ETS episode here. But anyway, that is really what simping is about. It's if you're chasing, they're running. And if you're too agreeable, then you're simping. And women like to be pursued, but they don't like to be chased. Pursuing is being confident in yourself, not changing yourself too much to try to fit this woman's ideals. You need to stay strong in your own. And for me, that is the Christian faith. And my church this morning, we had our founder come back, as he is normally known to do on occasion, to deliver a message. And the message today was just about, a lot of it was about, your decisions and your decisions that you make. Sometimes some of the decisions that you make, this is how you avoid making regretful decisions. And the biblical one that he used today is an Old Testament story that I think many of you actually know. And it's the story of Esau and his brother Jacob. He sold his entire birthright and inheritance for basically beef stew. And his younger brother Jacob, who was kind of a conniver, used Esau's desperation and being physically drained to take advantage of him and basically sell his birthright to him for a meal. I can't remember exactly what book in Genesis this is, but it's back there somewhere. I think I'll probably just go ahead and post the book and chapter once I find it. But anyway, decisions that are made in advance that align with your values and convictions are so key. It was key for me even yesterday, because I knew my decision was already made. I knew I'm not moving back to Texas. despite the very generous offer she provided. And I think people would look at that and be like, are you nuts? Why would you give that away? I said, well, because having a woman of faith be my next potential partner is a hill I'm willing to die on. I am not willing to give up that value and conviction of mine just to get a woman, even one who we had a tremendous tie in high school with. It's been going on for, off and on now for 40 years. And I'm eternally grateful for that connection. But as far as moving in with her, and she has a huge house in Texas, by the way, for herself. You live in a 5,000 square foot house by yourself, you're going to be lonely. But I can't solve that problem for her. So that decision was made in advance. I'm not going to move in with somebody who's openly atheist just to be able to get a chance to move back home on somebody else's dime. And so I think it's very important. You need to have your values. You need to stand up for them, stick up for them. Don't be so agreeable to change them just to simp for a woman. Or basically sell your birthright or sell yourself for basically what amounts to a meals, is what it could wind up being if the relationship doesn't pan out. So anywho, Jason and the Simpademic coming here. She wanted me to credit her when I did this. So Anna Jorgensen is her Twitter handle is at Wingmam TV, Wingmam WINGMAM TV. And then the YouTube channel, of course, is at Your Wingmam. And I will post the entire video on my Twitter X page so you can find it for yourself. Listen to it, see how it fits in for you, and also to give her the credit that I promised I would. So anywho, Jason with the Simpademic, enjoy your lovely Sunday here. If you have a job like mine where you observe the holiday tomorrow, enjoy your third day off too. Don't do anything stupid. Be nice to each other. Peace out, homies.